Alright, so let's let this go. I think this is 4.
Although, as I'll explain in a later video, they actually cannot do this. So mutations are supposedly...
By the way, he's trying to talk about living fossils if it's supposed to be so scary. You know, it's a disproof of evolution.
happening at random in all life all the time.
Damn right it does.
They aren't doing so for the purpose of engineering a more complex or adapted creature. They're just doing it.
Damn right. And you're wrong, too. Because this is the reality. As creatures, you know, change, okay, things change. Something comes up. If it's beneficial, that benefit then progresses. If it's something that's non-beneficial, it will eventually die out of the bloodline. So it's random, sort of. But that's how evolution works.
Those are supposedly just side effects, the adaptation and complexity. So if this is the case, how can evolutionists explain the existence of fossil remains supposedly from hundreds of millions of years ago that still exist today unchanged? Their answer is this. Why would they change if they're already well adapted to their environment?
Why would they change if they're already well adapted to their environment? Damn right.
This answer is a non sequitur.
How? Okay, let me try to explain using your own concept. This is a cup. Okay? It holds water. The basic form and shape of a cup has not changed in millions of years, years of human evolution. The only thing that's changed is the materials. They originally made out of wood, but the basic form of a cup has not changed. Why? Because it is fit for its environment. It's fit for its purpose. Its purpose is to hold liquid, or pins, or whatever you want to put into it. There's no need to change it, is there? Living creatures that may have lived 1,000, 2,000, years ago, or even 1,000,000 years ago. If their ancient ancestors were living very well, and there really was no need for evolving, then guess what? They really wouldn't have evolved much. They're guaranteed, if you look at it, there is some evolving, little minor things here and there, but not big monster things that happen. Sorry to tell you, but it's not a non sequitur.
Evolution doesn't have adaptation in mind. That's a side effect. It's not...
Adaptation is a complete... You're right, it is a side effect. It is something that happens, but if it's beneficial, it's kept. If it's non-beneficial, it's not kept. That's basics. That's evolution 101.
Guided. Just because they happen to be surviving doesn't mean they aren't going to change further. Mutations are supposedly happening all the time.
Yeah.
After all, unicellular life is perfectly fit and able to survive in nearly all environments. Bacteria are everywhere. But according to Darwinism, these successful single-celled organisms changed into more complex organisms over time.
Not necessarily. If there was no need to evolve, then there really was no real beneficial mutations that would have happened. Okay? Beneficial mutations happen not because, sometimes out of just randomness, sometimes out of necessity. Okay? Viruses become drug resistant, and is that not evolution? That is 100% evolution. Okay? The viruses that survive the antibiotics, guess what? Those ones, they now have a new mutation
spontaneously. The point is, you can't explain from within the framework of the neo-Darwinian theory why evolution would just freeze at arbitrary points.
It's not freezing. It's just moving really slowly.
For some creatures, but not others.
It doesn't freeze. Okay, I guarantee if you were able to find a live version, okay, you were able to go back in time. We have pull out our time machine here, go back in time and find an ancient ancestor of some of these creatures that exist, mostly marine animals, mostly really deep down under the water where there's no real, there's really not a necessity to evolve. So there's really not a bunch of major changes, but I guarantee that there's been minor changes to fit and adapt to the environment when the environment changes.
And all these, friends, are the reasons why the fossil record does not support the Darwinian theory of common descent.
Thank you for reading. It was utterly pointless because as you were going through it, you not only within the framework of what you just stated, you debunked your own thing by saying, oh, there are bits and pieces. Well, that's what we've always stated. We never said the fossil record was complete. No one has ever stated the fossil record is complete. The fossil record has holes in it a mile wide. We don't have the fossils for every creature that's living today. We never will. But we don't even need fossils. You could take all the fossils in the entire known universe and destroy them, and we'd still be fine because we understand DNA. Man, really, just move on with your life, because you don't even have a thought in your own head here, do you? You're creating these videos without really knowing what the hell you're talking about. You're reading and not your own work. I'm doing this off the top of my head and I'm still able to blow you out of the water. How about next time, doing some research before you do it and stop reading some other creationist work? That would be nice for a change.